Yes, people, just like that, we are back. Back with another stream on Shik TV and another stream related to Manchester United Football Club. We're back with the United news. Obviously, we've had a lot of the Euros content going on recently. Watch alongs on Sarcasm City TV, sometimes on here, sometimes just talks about, the tournament and stuff so far. But today's a little bit different of a video. We are going to be discussing Manchester United today. Lots of talks, lots of things going on. Obviously, news coming out today itself, which we will get into. Transfer news and also coaching staff news, which we will get into today. But big up to everyone who has tuned in so far, who will tune in later. Big up to everyone for showing support on the channel. Excuse me. And yeah, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe every single time. You guys already know how it goes. Here we go. So yeah, let's basically get into it. We're gonna start off with the news that dropped today. And let me go ahead and basically share my screen because we're going to show the tweet. But big up to everyone. Hope everyone is doing good today. Hope everyone is blessed. Not going to be too long of a stream because we do have pro clubs after this. So I will be on pro clubs right after. But we're going to try to keep it like under an hour or so. But let's see. So we got... Cool. Share my screen. All right. So first news, if we didn't already know, but it's broken everywhere. Jadon Sancho has held positive face-to-face meeting with Erik Ten Hag this week, and they've clarified the situation. Both Ten Hag and Sancho agreed to draw a line on their disagreement and move on. Jadon available for preseason games. He's now back in training, and you can obviously see the picture that he is back in training. Just some reports, I guess we could go on Fabrizio's page and see what else he said. Let's see. So yeah, and then Sancho's return to training with Man United under Erik Ten Hag. It's the first time after issues 10 months ago, and then loan move to Borussia Dortmund. So obviously, people don't know Sancho and Ten Hag had issues at the start of last season, specifically after the Arsenal game, where he was basically scapegoated. He was told that the topic of discussion after the loss became Jadon Sancho, and that itself was a problem. But with all that situation dealt with, obviously he got his loan move, went to Dortmund. Dortmund ended up reaching the final of the Champions League. I think I wouldn't say he had a successful loan, but it was good. He helped the team, of course. But now it looks like it's taken a complete U-turn, and they've held talks. And I guess I don't know if Sancho has apologized. That has not been made clear, but I'm guessing some sort of agreement was made between the two of them. And it looks like they will be working together later this season. My thoughts on this is I honestly, I'm happy because you guys already know I rate Sancho as a player. I rate Sancho just as with the whole, how he dealt that whole situation. I completely rate and respect his stance on all of that. And yeah, and just in terms of the team too, if we're not looking to sign any wingers, which it doesn't look like we are, because it looks like we just got a striker, which we will talk about. But it doesn't really look like we're in talks to sign any wingers. So if that's the case, then yes, 100% keep Sancho. If Ten Hag and Sancho are truly been able to come to some sort of agreement and put their differences aside, then sure, why not? Because Sancho is an important player to any team. If he joins any team, 100%. You can talk about his attitude, this and that, blah 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 blah. He's a baller, and he's one of the best at our team. And having him at our club obviously is a big boost. But with this being said, I do have a lot of questions because what does this mean for the other players, right? What does this mean for Anthony? Someone who we have seen last year, he kind of got dropped a little bit, but towards the end of the season was still being played. He was being played in different positions too. I saw him at a left back and a right wing back one time as well. So it really just depends, what does it, one, mean for our other players? Two, will we actually fit Sancho in our plans? Where will we decide to play Sancho? Because we decided to play Sancho. The last time he featured in our team, he was a false nine in preseason. So the last time we had Sancho in our plans, he was more of he was more in the midfield. He was more central. So where are we going to play him if that's the case? What does this mean for other players like Ahmad? Because Amad Diallo had an exceptional last season for the amount that he played, even though I think he should have played a lot more. But yeah, what does this mean for Ahmad? Will this hinder his selection into the team, his game time, stuff like that? So a lot of questions still to be asked, but um I don't even know. Another thing that I was discussing with some of the other guys was I don't even know whose decision really this was. Was it Ten Hag who kind of was like, you know what, let's just get past this? Was it Sancho who was like, you know what, let's get past this? Like I need game time. I need to play this and that. Was it Ineos who told the both of them to just pattern this shit up and be like, enough of this? We can't afford to sign another winger. There aren't really offers coming in for Sancho. So let's just decide to scrap this and come to some sort of agreement and find a middle ground. I think maybe that could have been a conversation that took place between Ineos and obviously Ten Hag and Sancho, but reports literally came out today. They have been training for a couple of days now, but I think he got included today. So the decision was made, whether it was made last week or today or yesterday, decision was made. And I think in hindsight, obviously, for me personally, very, very good decision to have Sancho as another attacking option going into next season is 100% a boost. And yeah, like I've said this time and time again on the channel and on other channels too before, where I think Sancho is, when he was at our club, he was one of our better wingers. Yes, his whole time at United's been a little bit of, it's been a little bit tricky, I should say. Mentally with some stuff that he's been going through, injuries and just performances wise too. Like as much as I'm a big fan of Sancho, I'll be the first to say that he hasn't had the best couple of years at United performance wise too, and that's also when he has played. But you've seen moments, you've seen glimpses. We tried something different, we tried something new with him to try to play him in a different position, and it looks like it was working. Now the whole idea of him being scrapped by the manager, that's just something on the manager, and you all know we don't really agree with the manager and a lot of the stuff that he says and the things that he does. But Sancho is still a great player. Like I said, baller at the end of the day, can play in those tight spaces. I think he's more central in our team. He's better off central, but just the way that our league is set up and also just the way that we play, I feel like it benefits us more central. That way also we don't have to see too much of Bruno on the ball. But yeah, like central, or even playing on the wing or on the right wing or on the left wing in games when you need a goal or something like that and you need someone to change a game, I'm pretty positive Sancho can do such a thing. And obviously his whole Borussia Dortmund, this whole Borussia Dortmund thing that he had, I think it's should be a little bit of a morale booster for him. Obviously went to a Champions League final, couldn't do the business and win the Champions League itself, but yeah, like I think it's a good boost for him. He comes back a little bit happy, comes back like he has a point to prove. And let's go, man. I'm all for it. This whole Sancho thing. I mean, again, like I reiterated before, I don't know what's going to happen in terms of how we're going to play him, how we're going to utilize him. I just hope that he does get featured because he is a crucial part of our squad for sure. But yeah, that's the Sancho news. So yeah, people, Sancho is back in training. He is part of the first team squad at this moment. We'll probably travel to the United States for preseason and stuff like that too. So we shall see how all that goes. But big up to everyone in the chat. I know I didn't really show love to everybody in the chat real quick, but big up to Eli. He says big up Shik, my bro, at work. So I'll try and comment when I can, but I'm listening. Appreciate you, bro. I really, really appreciate all of that. Big up to Spooby as well. Make sure you guys also go and subscribe to Eli's channel, YouTube channel, and the Twitch channel. _Book of Eli. I'm not sure how the other one is. _Book of Eli, the Book of Eli _ something like that. But YouTube and Twitch, check it out. I have his Twitch links in all the Mud Brother episode, in the description of all the Mud Brother episodes, so you guys can go there and check that out. But big up to you, Eli. Big up to Spoobs. He says listening on the train, lad. Big up to you. Obviously, I did invite Spoobie for the show as well because he's always here whenever there's Manchester United stuff. But he's busy today, so I will be holding it down myself. But big up to you, Spoobs. Appreciate you listening. Got the crook number 1 on the crook list. CP here. He says, "Hey, things are turning around. Ten Hagen, let's go. See, things are working out with Sancho. Ten Hag Nation, let's go. You can't even say pot in, ha ha ha, or whatever, bro. Move on." He says, "I hope your train is 2 minutes late." That's hella funny. C stands for Croak, 100%, man. That's 100% true. But yeah, Sancho news. Spoobs, ensure you're in the comments, and everybody who's in the comments, really, because we're open to everyone's opinions. Let us know what you guys think about Sancho. Rival fans, if this is a good thing or a bad thing. You already know Sancho didn't apologize. Wilcock told that pagan to squash the beef. That's what I'm thinking too. I feel like he I know Sancho didn't apologize. I feel like he didn't because he, with the way that he conducted himself throughout that whole situation, it didn't look like he was ever going to apologize because he rightfully so was being stubborn as fuck on that, on the fact that why should I have to apologize? And I think he was right in that stance. But who knows, man? That's the thing. Who knows? Who knows whether Sancho actually went up and apologized? Because we don't really truly know. We don't really have leaks like that at the club anymore either. So who really knows? Sancho could have gone and apologized. Ten Hag could have gone to Sancho and been like, "Yo, let's just squash this." Or Ineos told the both of them to pattern it up because we have a pretty important season coming up, and we want everyone to be in the right, mental space going into this upcoming season, and especially for Ten Hag as well, because we've already talked about how him being appointed again and given that contract extension is not something long term. It's more of just like, okay, we're believing in you right now, but we still have our doubts because it's only been extended for a year. So with that being said, maybe they just told him, yo, this is an important year for you. Last thing I want is for you to be falling out with our squad, for you to be falling out with players in our squad. So let's just pattern this all up, go out and have the year that you can have, and we'll go from there. But I feel like that's probably the conversation that took place between all of them. But like I said, who really knows, right? Who really knows? But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments. I know Mud Brothers and stuff have pretty much all talked about Sancho in the past on previous episodes, but Swoobs, Eli, floor is yours. CP, floor is yours. Let us know what you guys think about this whole Sancho news in the chat, and that's for everybody else who might be joining in later, might be watching it back. Drop a comment and let us know what you guys think about this whole Sancho stuff. But moving on, that's the Sancho news. Now we do also have a signing that we have made. Well, technically the signing isn't made yet, but he is actually due to do his medical today. So United have gone on and signed a striker from Bologna, man like Joshua Zirksee, a player that we did see a little bit in the Euros, but we've seen for majority of the Serie A season. I know Eli is a big fan. He already says that he's pissed in the chat that we have gone and signed Zirksee. Price point looking like it's around 42.5 million spread over 3 years on a 5+1 year contract, so an option for an extra year. Basically, the tweet said Joshua Zirksee is scheduled to fly into UK tonight and undergo medical on Friday ahead of completing move from Bologna to Manchester United. So 23-year-old Dutch striker is joining Manchester United Football Club for, like I said, 42.5 million spread over 3 years. So yeah, first really, I wouldn't say statement, but addressing some of the issues in our squad. This is really one of those first signings that we've made this season. Obviously, we've been with linked with the likes of De Ligt in other positions, Manuel Ugarte in other positions, Lenny Euro still being talked about. But Zirksee was one that went up the talks went on for a couple of weeks now. And the discussion was more of who's going to really pay his release clause, because he did have a release clause, and whether United were really going to pay it or not. And Zirksee was obviously going to be on the market. After the season that he's had and the promise that he's showing. So not surprised that teams went in for him, but I'm quite surprised that we went for Zirksee, to be fair. My pick would have obviously been someone like Tony as a striker if we were looking to get a striker. One, just because I think he has a lot more to his game. He's obviously a completely different player as compared to Zirksee, but he has a lot more to his game. And he has a lot more of that Premier League experience too. And he's playing in the Euros right now as well. And we've seen Tony; he's a bad boy striker, but Zirksee showing good signs. He, 6'4", quite tall, but he can move kind of like a techie winger, which I like because I've seen a little bit of clips of him. Like, he doesn't really look like he has when you look at him, you wouldn't really think he's 6'4" with the way that he moves. He's very agile, quick. He's also a ball progressor. He's a ball carrier. I think that's someone that I think the whole idea of a second striker was something that Ten Hag always wanted. We've seen in the likes, like in seasons before, in his first season when he did want a striker, he was only really given a loan, and that was Weghorst by the club. Last season, that was his signing. He did sign Rasmus Højlund for 75 million. I think he should have probably then and there signed two different strikers, but he put his faith into Rasmus Holland, signed Rasmus Holland. Now we have a 75 million striker. Now we also have a 40 million striker. So our striking department itself is looking like 110 million just right there. So is there a lot of pressure on Zirksee joining the club? Yes and no. One, obviously, because big money move for him. He does have to obviously justify his move. This whole hype around him. Right now, there's a lot of talks going around in and around Zirksee, so obviously this is the best time for him to capitalize. Big move for him was going to come sometime or another. The fact that it is Manchester United and obviously this is his big move puts a little bit more pressure on him than he would have had before, because you already know how it is being um, a Manchester United player, being a player of any type of big club. You have standards that you have to meet every single game. Otherwise, the fans are quick to turn on you. And I'm not someone who's quick to turn on a player, but I'm more so someone who does criticize. I wouldn't really say criticize easily, but just more of criticizing. You can't really say criticize. I criticize people easily. It's just more of the fact that it matters to me a lot. That's why I do criticize. Basically, is what you could say. But yeah, like no player is never shy of any sort of criticism. So we will assess Zirksee, his performances and all that stuff in the upcoming season. I will be keeping a close eye on preseason because I will be watching some of the games. Probably not going to be doing any watch alongs, to be fair. All right, we'll see. I don't know actually, because preseason does start very, very soon. I think it's sometime around next week. I will be going on like a little break as well, so we'll see if I'll be there, but to do the watch alongs. But we'll see what goes on with that. But Zirksee, just an overall thought, great signing, I think, in terms of what we were trying to get and who we were trying to buy, the players that we're trying to go for. I've been happy with all the links, and out of all different strikers that we even were linked with, I think Zirksee is one of the better picks. Obviously, like I said before, Tony would have been my pick. Big up to you, Joel. Hope you're blessed as well. Big up to you. But like I said, Tony would have been my pick, but I'm not mad with someone like Zirksee. Does again pose a question on how do we play? Do we play with two strikers? Do we just play a simple conventional 4-4-2 and play two strikers up front with Joshua Zirksee and Rasmus Højlund, or we split up game time and we give a certain striker more game time in, let's say cup competitions and lower end Premier League teams or Europa League games. So we'll see. But having two strikers at the club was a must. There's been a lot of times where one, just in terms of Højlund's development too, because Højlund, I feel like, is that Joshua Zirksee is too, but Højlund, with the price tag that we put on him, definitely does seem like that long-term project where we're trying to mold him into the right player and the perfect player. Having someone like Joshua Zirksee along with him doesn't really help him in the experience aspect, but it also does make him fight for his place. And I feel like last year he didn't really have to fight for his place because he was pretty much, when fit, the striking option most times. Especially in the start of the season. Towards the midway, it started to change, and then towards the end, he was getting dropped a little bit. But yeah, it just all depends on how we decide to play. But great signing. The price tag is good. Just a little bit over his release clause, but I'm okay with it. Like Eli said, y'all only paid 13 million up front, absolute peanuts, exactly. So the way that they stretched the deal out over 3 to 4 years is also perfect. So this is what we're here. This is what we're here. This is what we're here to see Ineos do. Act like work. This is the work that we would have wanted. Had this been maybe 2 or 3 years ago, we probably would have been scammed out of this Joshua Zirksee deal. Like, probably would have paid 20, 30 million extra. Could have been the amount that we paid for Rasmus Højlund. And then look at that. We would have spent around 150 million just on two strikers in the past 2 seasons. In one of those seasons, we having one of our worst seasons ever. So that itself tells everything. Yo, big up to Eddie. He says Sancho won. Yo, what up though? Big up to you, bro. Hope you're blessed. Hope you're chilling on your holiday. But yeah, man, Sancho FC, we won. That's really what it is. We won, Eddie. Sancho FC, we won. But let us know your thoughts, Eddie, on the obviously Man United is going to be back soon. I think it's going to be next week as well. So we'll have everybody on the channel. Will be me, Eddie, everybody on Flawless's channel, and definitely check that out. But yeah, let us know your thoughts, Eddie. I'm sure you're elated by that because yeah, Sancho Ball is still there. The guy is still a baller, and like I said, I think it's a huge boost to have him in our squad for sure, to have him as an attacking option. But hopefully that means that it hinders the likes of someone like Anthony in our squad, where he goes a little bit down the pecking order. But we shall see. We shall see. We can't forget that Ten Hag is still the manager, so we shall see. Still wait and see with Ineos, but it's a good start. Yeah, exactly. So we, like I said, we can't forget it's still Eric Bum Hog, man, who's at the club. So we got to see what decisions he makes, what type of freedom he does really have in all this team selection and stuff like that. And I do kind of want to hear more about this whole Sancho thing. I want to hear what was said. I want to hear who initiated it, whether it was Sancho who apologized. I want to hear whether Ineos told them to just pattern it up. I want to hear more about it. I'd love to hear from the both of them, but we'll see. We'll see if the club does anything like that. But yes, back to Zirksee. Great signing. I'm all for it. I think he's a promising player. I think a striker is definitely someone that we needed, and that situation and that position has been addressed. So now we move on to the other ones. Good start. We still need to get, I think you still need to go out and try to get all those other players that you've been linked with, because I'm happy. De Ligt, I've talked about before. The price tag that De Ligt is going for is very much, it's cheap, is what I would say. 34 million for someone like De Ligt, who's still probably 25, 26, or 27, either of those ages, is not bad. The only thing about De Ligt is obviously his injury record. He's a little bit injury prone. Whether he can play alongside someone like Lisandro Martinez, even though De Ligt is meant to be that powerhouse for us, whereas Lisandro Martinez is the one who's supposed to get in and around. So we'll see how all that works. But De Ligt for me is just a little bit injury prone. I haven't really been too impressed by his whole career ever since Ajax. Like ever since he left Ajax, I haven't been too impressed by De Ligt. But I think it's still a good addition to our squad. He's a much better than a lot of the center backs that we have. But that's also not saying a lot at the same time. And De Ligt has a lot of bozo moments. I've seen those as well, and he does. But he's still better than Harry Maguire. He's better than Victor Lindelof. He is on paper better than Johnny Evans, even though I feel like Johnny Evans had a better season than him. But let's just be real. So it's a good addition. I'm not mad at it, but do I think we could have gotten better players out there? Yes, but I'm not mad at it. 35 million for a player like De Ligt, who has a lot of experience. Sure, it's not bad at all. But yeah, that's for De Ligt. And then Ugarte, obviously very good. Crashed out of the Copa America. Unlucky on that. Big up to you, Sartek, man. Hope you're blessed. Big up to you, bro, my bro. Hope you're blessed. Last time I saw you, I think was during cricket watch along. So hope you're doing good. But yeah, Ugarte had a very good Euros. Obviously, Uruguay crashing out in the semifinals to Colombia. Had a very good Euros. I think he was in like the team of the season up until the semifinal. PSG as well. In the latter stages of their Champions League run when they played Dortmund. Ugarte, yeah, like I think he played very, very well. So he's another one of those like butchers, bulldozer type players that we need in our squad, and someone who could do a lot of the dirty work that Casemiro used to do in our squad. I think Ugarte, not saying that he's similar to him in any way in terms of game and stuff like that, but in terms of what we would require Casemiro to do, I feel like Ugarte could do that job as well. So we'll see. Lenny Euro is definitely another signing, which I don't know how that whole situation is going to take place, because we know the player wants Real Madrid, and I wouldn't be surprised either. I would, if Real Madrid and United are the two teams going for you. If Real Madrid is one of the teams going for you alongside other teams, 9 times out of 10 you always pick Real Madrid because it's Real Madrid. But at the same time, also just in terms of the player, if Real Madrid's going for you, there must be something good about that player, right? So we've been in with Lenny Euro. It does seem like we're providing the better package to Lille in terms of money and stuff like that. So they're trying to basically, they want to accept our offer and have Lenny Euro go to United instead of Madrid, because they end up getting more cash through us. So we'll see how that whole situation turns out. But again, Zirksee, De Ligt, Ugarte, Lenny Euro. That's 4 players who I think would be great additions to our squad, 100%. But then alongside with, and this is something I've said before too, alongside with additions to the squads that we are making, I think it's super important that we also have a lot of outgoings this season as well. Because let's say we do sign all these players that we do sign, and certain men are still here at the club. What's it to say that these guys that we're signing will be integrated into the squad right away. So who knows, right? That's why I feel like um, these signings are cool. Like they're good additions. They're not the ones that I would have specifically wanted, but I don't think they're bad additions. But at the same time, I need to see players leaving as well, because then that's where I'll truly see signs that okay, we're trying to change shit. Like, we're trying to change the way that we play, or maybe we're trying to identify the way that we play, and we're sick and tired of all this deadwood. That's really just what it is. That'll kind of show me signs as well. And the cherry on top would be to have one of the fan favorites who have not been playing well leave, like um a player like Rashford or a player like Bruno, or someone like Anthony. Like let's say they get loaned out or sold or something like that. Okay, that'll kind of show me that Ineos actually sat down and talked to everyone and were like, these are some things that we need to address, and this is what we're going to do, and these are the players that we're going to bring you, and these are the players we're going to get rid of. But still early to discuss. Obviously, preseason is on the horizon. Pretty much in around next week or in 2 weeks or so, will be preseason festivities will be underway. But we'll be bringing y'all news whenever it comes to the whole United stuff every now and then. Obviously, on here on this channel, obviously on Flawless's channel, Mandem United will be back sometime sooner or later. So we'll have a lot of United talk here and there, everywhere. But let's answer some of the questions real quick and some of the things that people said. Big up to Janae. He says, yes, Sheik, you're fraudulent American. Big up to you, bro. Hope you're blessed. Big up to Coach's Corner. He says, hi, everyone. Sartik says, who is winning Euro in your opinion? I don't know much about football. So if you don't know much about football, basically in the Euros, it's England versus Spain in the final. To sum it up, Spain deservedly have reached the finals, I would say. England have kind of scammed their way to a final, but they played well in the semifinal. I would say that. But yeah, they're in the final. I think Spain will win. I don't think it's coming home. I think Spain will absolutely um, dog walk them. Really, I think it's gonna be 3-1 or 4-1 or some shit like that. I'm sorry, guys from England, but it's not coming home, unfortunately. But we shall see. Should be a great final, regardless, right? But yeah, big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Will Zirksee be better than Hoyland? I think Zirksee has, from what I've seen from both players, Zirksee has much more to his game than Hoyland, because Zirksee can hold up the ball, but Zirksee can also hold up the ball and try to create something from it, whereas Hoyland just holds up the ball and has a tough time trying to release the ball to the wingers and to the players around him. Zirksee, at times, I've seen clips of him in moments in games, obviously in Serie A, and leagues are different. I totally get that. But from what I've seen, just eye test purely, Zirksee is someone who can create for himself. And that's something that I think not every striker should have, but most players should have offensively. You should be able to always create something for yourself. If you're not able to break down a low block, if you're not able to, you're struggling for 80 to 85 minutes to try to break down a low block, I feel like you need to have more into your game where you can produce an individual moment of brilliance and change the game. And I feel like Zirksee wouldn't say that he's that player yet, but he has signs of it and he tries, and the effort is definitely there. Like that's one thing that this is the one thing that I actually said about Luis Diaz the other day. Luis Diaz, don't get me wrong, people. Luis Diaz is a scrub. Like he misses so many chances is absolutely crazy. That Uruguay Colombian game was literally Liverpool players missing chances. But the thing that I do rate Luis Diaz for is the effort and the fact that he tries to take on players every now and then. And I love that. And most of the time he does fail, but there are a couple of times where he does succeed as well. And it leads to a big chance and sometimes leads to a goal. So Zirksee is that type of player for me. I'm super, super happy, like I said, about that signing. We'll see. We have a lot of more work to do, but we shall see how all this pretty much goes. Zirksee, average man, saw Robbie, Weghorst, Malin all get on the pitch as striker before this guy. And where did that bring you, bro? Yeah, less of that. Well, less of that. All those guys got game time and it didn't bring you anywhere. So less of that. TJ Warren, big up. He says, Sheik solo streamer here. Yeah, man. You already know TJ. Big up to TJ every single time. Make sure you guys subscribe to TJ Warren TV. ASAP Rocky. Go ahead and check out his channel. It is Friday, so I think it might be the American Idiot Show today as well. So definitely go check that out, people. Later on today, I'm not sure what time, but he'll let y'all know. Keep his notifications on so you know every single time TJ goes live. Big up to you, TJ. Hope you're blessed. And big up to everyone else. Big up to Will. Big up to Manj. Eli says Zirksee will 1000% be better than that acne fraud. Hoyland he's talking about. But yeah, 100% I agree. Definitely. I agree. He said that it is will be here in 30. Big up, bro. Big up to you, man. Hope you're blessed. But stars are aligning for Sheik's solo stream. Yeah, no, for real. It's nice. Honestly, it's one thing that I've been thinking about too, is like I need to do more solo streams, to be fair. Just sometimes just have a conversation with just the chat, nobody else. So I need to do more solo streams sometimes. But yeah, today I did shout Spooby, and he just wasn't able to make it. So I thought, you know what, show must go on. So I shall do this myself. But thoroughly enjoyed it so far. It's been absolutely fun. I've just been yapping. That's really what it is. I've just been yapping left and right. But we're here. But back to it. Yes, Zirksee. I'm gonna go on and basically move on with the rest of the show. But Zirksee, good signing. I'm happy for it. We have a lot more work to do. A lot of players need to leave. A lot of these other signings also need to take place. So Ineos, continue the work. That's what I would say. Continue the work, because so far decent. So far decent, to be honest. Because like I said, the whole appointment that they made of just keeping Ten Hag, right? That's a major fuck up, right? That's like a major red like big red flag. So they have a lot of work to do in terms of trying to win me back, because if you guys remember me, I had completely lost it after I heard that Ten Hag is staying, because it just gave me flashbacks of last season all over again. I thought like, oh shit, 12 months of last year again. Shit, here we go. But yeah, we just gotta see how Ineos play out, because they have a lot of work still yet to do in terms of trying to bring this club back to some sort of stability. So we'll see. But they're on the right track. So we'll see how all that goes. But big up to everyone so far who's been locked in. We're gonna move on. Last piece of news pretty much before we do close out. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are also checking out everybody else's channels too, man. TJ, who was here earlier, M. De Niro, my bro, is here as well. Make sure you guys check out his YouTube. He was on holiday. Check out his vlogs and stuff like that. Dope content creator, man. Top content creator. So definitely check out M. De Niro's vlogs and stuff like that. And yeah, everybody else in the channel too, man. All the people who showed up, definitely go subscribe to them. Support everyone, and we're gonna keep the content rolling. Shik is gonna drink the Kool-Aid, people. It's in his fridge. Yeah, it's I've already been drinking the Kool-Aid, to be fair. Like I said, if you guys haven't seen the clip. Told you, bro. We're already sipping the Kool-Aid. We're back. Shik is back. Sheik is back. He's put on the United stuff, man. He has, definitely. Zirksee ain't doing nothing, by the way. He'll do better than Richarlison and your strikers. He'll do better than Timo Werner. That's all I'll say. But that's also not saying a lot at the same time. But that video is a 16 out of 10. Yeah, man, you already know. I had to make that edit for sure. Well, I'll be making a lot more edits in and throughout the season, because that's also something that I've really just found a lot of fun in doing, to be honest, like making edits. I'll always just be rolling on Twitter and scrolling on Twitter, and I'll hear some sort of audio and some sort of clip, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta make a clip or something from it. So definitely, you'll be seeing more of that when the season starts. Cheek, behave yourself. Oh, trust me, I'll behave. But my brothers will be back. We'll be doing a stream where the whole panel will go through their whole Premier League table, give their thoughts about their club. Same thing that we did season review wise in terms of Premier League clubs. We're gonna do the same thing in terms of season previews this time for Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, United, all the top teams. We'll even do a Villa one if we can, if we get a Villa fan on, if H is on. But yeah, we're going to be doing all that type of content. So a lot of content coming up. But before we do close out, last topic of discussion, man like Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ruud is back at the club. He is now in an assistant manager role. So we shall see how that goes. But let me just pull up the news real quick. I'm going to pull up the official United post. Big up to Ahmed. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Bridge 258. He says another dead season for Sancho. All right, bro. We'll see. Sancho Nation. Sancho Nation. That's all I'm saying. Sancho Nation. Here we go. But Ten Hag turning the ship around. This is something only great managers like Sir Alex could do. Joel, I know you're just absolutely being a fraud, so that's why I'm just gonna move on with that. But yeah, I hear what you're trying to say. Everyone's saying, oh, Ten Hag is doing so well, and Ineos is doing so well, and this and that, and all that type of stuff. But we'll see, man. We'll see how it all goes. You can't forget, it's still Eric Bumhog at the club. So I could sit here be happy about all these signings that we've made and Sancho being back in the club and this and that, but I don't know how we're going to play. I don't know the style of play that we have. I still don't know all of those things. So just like you guys, I have all these questions that need to be answered as well. So we shall see. And yeah, hopefully Will turns up this season and doesn't duck smoke for real, because this guy talks a lot of shit but never shows up to the Mud Brothers shows. But he's always there in the group chat. So love to check into every single time. It's going to be a rude awakening for Ten Hag. Yeah, this is one thing that Manj has been telling me actually a lot throughout this whole Rude news, is that he thinks Rude is going to be the next manager, which is a good shout. It's a fair shout. Rude is someone who is getting into coaching and this whole thing, this whole coaching world. He's someone who's new into it. And obviously sentiments with the club, great history with the club, great reputation with the fan base, just like Ollie, basically, but better. Ruud van Nistelrooy is a bad boy striker for us, of course. So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. If this somehow turns into, if Ten Hag gets sacked, and like let's say Ten Hag has an abysmal season and gets sacked midway through the season, I can see Ruud being manager until the end of the season. That's one thing that I can see for sure. I don't think they appoint someone right away. I think they appoint until the end of the season and then go on for someone in the summer. But we'll see. We'll see. Warrior J says, "You doing a community show watch along, right?" Yes, I will be doing that. 100%. 100% be doing a community show watch along. Not sure when that is actually. Let me check the dates, but I need to make sure I'm available and not busy. What the hell? I said I didn't romance outside. Hit me in the group chat if you want to talk though. I heard he arranging a parade if they win that. Fair enough. We're not the parade people, bro. Those are Liverpool. That's not us. Them men want to do parades for FA Cups and Carabao Cups. We don't do that shit. Let's see. What was I gonna look? Community Shield. August 10th, yes. So August 10th, fucking hell, 7 a.m. Back to the early Manchester United stream watch along days, man. Fucking hell, waking up early. But yes, I will be there. August 10th, we shall be there for the FA Cup Community Shield watch along. I'll see if I can get Flawless on. I don't think Flawless will be doing a watch along for that because he ain't fussed about these type of games. But I'll see if I can get Flawless on. We'll see. But you'll see me, you'll see Spoobs, Eddie, if he's in the chat, he's always welcome. Rest of the gang, always welcome for Man United watch along. So you guys already know. But we'll be doing that August 10th, FA Cup, not FA Cup's already, FA Community Shield, Manchester United versus Manchester City, the derby yet again. We shall be there. We shall be there. What day is it? I don't know what day it is, but I shall find out for you. No worries. Probably a Saturday or a Sunday, to be fair. It is a Saturday. Yeah, it's a Saturday. Cool. So we'll see. So we can make the stream. Shik, he's busy ranting about Endrick. Yeah, he's on his train ranting about Endrick at this moment. Yeah, big up to you, bro. Catch you later. Big up, big up. At what time? 7 a.m. is what? 3 p.m. for you. 3 p.m. kickoff for you. Yeah, I think that's what it is. 3 p.m. I'll be supporting City. May up the Blue Brothers. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. What day is it? Can't wait for Zirksee and Delict to stink up at the Theater of Leaks. We'll see, man. We'll see. But H asked, he said, Sheik, you expecting anything to change? Yeah, I mean, I expect us to definitely. I can't say change the way that we play because I don't really know. We don't really know the way that we played, right? But I expect us to have some sort of identity, because what is the point of getting a whole freaking structure and getting all these people that are great in their certain positions, and you still can't get some sort of style of play? So the first step moving forward, obviously, is to identify a style of play. Two, utilize obviously in terms of, so that's one thing that I expect to change, to answer your question, is yes, I think style of play changes. We identify one. We change one if we did ever have one. Um, Two, I think with him not getting a lot of the freedom to make a lot of the decisions, I think we will see a difference in decision making. I think we won't see a lot of the ruthlessness and stubbornness that he's shown towards our squad last year. Now that he has a structure behind him, he also has two assistant coaches behind him, which that's actually what I was going to get into, and I totally forgot about that. But I think that's what pretty much changes. I think that's what really changes. I think all that type of stuff does change. We identify a style of play. I don't think that ruthlessness and stubbornness is from Ten Hag is now an option because he has all these people around him who are going to help him make these decisions. So I think all that type of stuff definitely changes. Does the football change and do our performances change? No, I still think we're probably going to be shit for latter of the season, but we'll see. We'll see. But yes, going back to Rude. Let's see. Rude. What the hell? Can I find it? What the hell? Oh, there it is. There we go. Let's see. What else are you guys saying while I pull this up? No, I don't want to be in the team photo, man. Fuck that. Okay, Manchester United has appointed Rene, Hake, and Ruud van Nistelrooy as assistant managers of the men's first team to work under Erik ten Hag under June 2026. Erik ten Hag, first team manager, said, "I'm delighted that Rene and Ruud have agreed to join our project. Adding a wealth of experience, knowledge, and new energy to the staff. Now is a good time to refresh the coaching." I don't even want to listen to what this guy has to say. Dan Ashford said, "Together with Eric, we are working to strengthen all areas of our men's first team operations, and refreshing the coaching staff is an important part of that. It's a particular pleasure to welcome Ruud back to the club where he enjoyed so much success as a player, and I know that he and Rennie will help reinforce the winning mentality and high standards we are aiming for." Steve McLaren and Darren Fletcher remain key parts of the staff as senior first team coach and first team coach, respectively. Mitchell, Van de Gaag, and Benny McCarthy have left the club. Ten Hag added, "Mitchell has decided that now is the right time for him to pursue his own ambitions in a number one position. I want to pay tribute to his fantastic service over the past 2 years and also to Benny for his important contributions." Wasn't Benny our striking coach? So fuck off, because we ended up scoring less goals than we did the season. Actually, I think we scored one more than we did the season before. But either way, it shit's been abysmal. But yeah, glad that the guys who weren't good enough are gone, and I'm happy about this Ruud appointment. I think he is showing promising signs as a coach. Obviously, his whole stint at PSV and stuff like that, and then obviously him just being an exceptional bad boy striker when he was a player. I think that'll help out a lot in terms of development for someone like a Zirksee that we have just signed. Someone like a Hoyland. I think definitely that helps out. Well, who better to learn from at Manchester United than Ruud van Nistelrooy on how to strike a ball? So yeah, I'm happy with that for sure. But lots of changes, lots of things happening, lots of things are taking place. And this is just a start because I feel like one signing obviously isn't the only business that we're gonna do. So there'll be a lot of other streams where I'll be discussing other players and more news in terms of regarding like the club and how we are going to look in the upcoming season. But overall, I'm happy with the progress that we're making so far. I'm happy with the fact that we're actually moving like a serious club and moving like in a club that does have some sort of structure. There's a lot of things I still need to see. Like one thing that I wouldn't like at all is us signing Brantwaite for a crazy amount. Because Everton are not looking to sell him for anywhere under than pretty much like 60 to 75 million, and I think that's way too much for someone like Brantwaite. So if we're able to walk away from a deal like that, I think that shows that yes, we've changed a little bit on things and we've learned on things in the past. But like I said, there's still a lot of work to do. The real work will obviously be defined in the season. So Season is where we're going to see everything that takes place, all the stuff, the decisions that they're making behind the doors and outside of the club. We're going to see all of that into fruition in the upcoming season. So we shall see how all that stuff pretty much goes. But yeah, like I said, I'm not buzzing or gassed or anything like that, I would say, but I'm impressed. I'm happy. I think, like I said, still a lot of work to do. Still a lot of players need to leave, but so far so good, and I can't really complain. Price tags for the player that we signed, Zirksee, is good. Getting Rude, getting more people around him, new people around Ten Hag, because we know how crazy Ten Hag can be and how shocking he can be, is good as well. To get more people around him is good. To lessen him off of all those decisions and to give him a little bit, to take away a little bit of that freedom is also a good thing that we have decided to do in this off season. So we'll see, man. We'll see how all this stuff goes. And there's we're gonna have a lot of streams, maybe even next week. The moment something new, like something crazy drops, United related, either that day or the upcoming day, or at most 2 days after that, I'll have a stream up on the channel, a live stream that I'll be doing. So, yeah, no, in terms of content, don't go anywhere. We're always gonna have content here on this channel, especially when it comes to United and stuff like that. And then Spoobs, whenever he's back, will get his thoughts on all this news and stuff like that too. So, yeah, we'll keep the content rolling. Whenever United do drop news, we're here, man. We're always gonna be here. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much been it for today's stream. We went over Zirksee's, the Zirksee signing. We went over the whole Sancho situation, and him being back into the club. And we also talked about Rude towards the end. Big up to everyone who's been tapped in, who was here for majority of the time. Big up to H, Warrior, Joel, Will, Manj, TJ. We had Junaid in here earlier, Sarthak, M. De Niro, Ahmed, everyone, man. Eddie, big up to everyone, man. Coach's Corner. My mom was here too. Shout out to my mom, CP, everyone, man. All these crooks. Big up to everyone, man. But yeah, we're gonna close out because I do have to go and play pro clubs with Flawless in 10 minutes. So I will go ahead and I'm gonna go warm up and shit for that. I'm gonna go warm up on the pitch. But yeah, man, like I said, big up to everyone. Big up to Eli as well. I totally forgot about Eli. Yeah, big up to Eli as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to all their channels. M. De Niro, TJ, Eli, all their channels. Ahmed, Bridge258. Links are on the description for all these guys, man. Make sure you guys go check out everyone and support the gang as always. But yeah, big up to you. Big up to everyone. We will be back for another stream probably on Monday. I think we're gonna do Mud Brothers on Monday. Next week or so, I might be taking a little bit of a break. So we might not be having I might not be streaming for about a week or so because I'm gonna try to take a little bit of a vacation. But I'll keep a heads up. I'll definitely drop a community post so you guys will be updated on that, and also just on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that too. But we'll be back for Mud Brothers on Monday. We will be crowned, or there will be a Euros and a Copa America winner crowned. So we will be discussing that on Monday. We'll be going through both tournaments, talk about our flops, the players who performed well, player of the tournament, all that type of stuff. So we'll be back on Monday for that, people. Other than that, make sure you guys all have a great rest of your Friday, and smash a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel already, and keep supporting, man. Keep supporting. But big up to everyone. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll catch you all on hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday, and we'll catch you on Monday. That's what I meant to say. We got a lot of words mixed up, but big up. I'll catch you on the next one. Love.